Hello all. Today we're going to learn about a British motor car manufacturer, Morgan Motor Company. Let us know this company in a much better way. The Morgan Motor Company is a family-owned business motor car manufacturer founded in 1910 by Henry Frederick Stanley Morgan. Morgan is based in Malvern Link, an area of Malvern, Worcestershire, and employs 163 people. Morgan produced 640 cars in 2007, all assembled by hand. The waiting list for a car is approximately 6 months, although it has been as long as 10 years in the past. A visitor centre and museum feature exhibits about the company's history from Edwardian times until the present day, developments in automobile technology, and a display of automobiles. There are also guided tours of the factory. Henry Frederick Stanley Morgan, generally known as HFS, was an employee of the Great Western Railway who bought his first car in 1902 at the age of 21. In 1904, he left his railway job and co-founded a motor sales and servicing garage in Malvern Link. In 1909, he designed and built a car for his own use. He began production a year later and the company prospered. Morgan continued to run it until he died at the age of 77 in 1959. Peter Morgan, son of HFS, ran the company until a few years before his death in 2003. He was replaced by Chairman Alan Garnett, a non-family director, from 2003 to 2006. On his departure, a four-man management team was set up consisting of Matthew Parkin, Tim Whitworth, Steve Morris and Charles Morgan, Peter Morgan's son. In 2010, Parkin left the company and Charles Morgan was named managing director. In January of 2013, Mr. Morgan was removed as managing director and Steve Morris took that title. Some months later, in October of 2013, Morgan was fired as an employee and a majority of the shareholders removed him from the board of directors. At the end of 2013, the shareholders appointed Andrew Duncan, a local solicitor and friend of the late Peter Morgan, as the first company chairman since 2006. In 2011, the Morgan Motor Company and its related companies, Aero Racing Limited and Morgan Three-Wheeler Limited, have been wholly owned divisions of Morgan Technologies, a company incorporated in late 2010. F-Series three-wheelers. The Morgan F4 was introduced in 1933 at the Olympia Motorcycle Show. The F4 had a new pressed steel chassis, the four-cylinder Ford side-valve engine used in the Model Y, and a four-seat body. The F4 was supplemented by the two-seat F2 in 1935 and the more sporting F Super with cycle-type wings and louvered bonnet tops in 1937. Production of the Ford engine three-wheelers continued until 1952. The Morgan Plus 4 was introduced in 1950 as a larger engined plus car than the 4x4. Later Plus 4S used Triumph TR2 to TR4 engines 1954 to 1969. Plus 4 productions were suspended in 1969 but brought back in 1985 with a Fiat engine 1985 to 1988 and then a four-cylinder Rover engine 1988 to 2000. Production was again suspended and the Plus 4 returned once more in 2004 with 155 bhp, 116 kilowatt, 157 PS Ford 4-cylinder. Morgan Aero 8 Series 1 to 4. In 2000, the Morgan Aero 8 was introduced and as always the wooden body substructure was ash. Contrary to popular myth, however, the chassis is metal, aluminium for the Aero 8. The Aero 8 with a BMW V8 engine in a car weighing less than a BMW Z4 and considerably less than a BMW M3, though more than traditional Morgans, is even faster than the Plus 8, delivering what Autoweek magazine termed supercar performance. Morgan Aero Super Sports. The Morgan Aero Super Sports is a Targa roofed version of the Aero Max, sharing its bonded aluminium chassis and lower bodywork with the coupe. It was launched at the 2009 Pebble Beach Car Show in California. Morgan EVA GT. Based on the same chassis as the Aero Super Sports, the EVA GT will be a 2+2 Grand Tourer and as such it is longer in the body. Shown at Pebble Beach in Clay in 2010 and expected to go on sale in 2012, deposits have been taken since 2010. At the end of 2011, Morgan announced that it will use new magnesium technology for the body and therefore it will not be represented until 2014 with deliveries after that. In 2013, dealers confirmed that the EVA GT had been cancelled. Morgan Magnesium Project. The project aims to develop appropriate technologies to enable magnesium alloy to be used as the primary material in the construction of a body-in-white structure to produce improved structural performance at reduced weight. Magnesium is the lightest structural metal available, 30% less dense than aluminium, and is the 8th most abundant element globally. Morgan Electric Plus E. An electric super sports car with a 5-speed manual gearbox has been designed by Morgan with the support of British technology specialist Zytec and RadShape. Shown as a concept to test market reaction, the radical new roadster could enter production if there is sufficient demand. Lifecar. Following on from the rapturous response from Lifecar received, Morgan Motor Company had decided to take Lifecar from a prototype to a fully fledged production vehicle. There have been some changes to the original brief, making the car more practical while retaining the revolutionary features that made Lifecar unique. For part of the 1950s and 1960s, the USA provided the company with its largest market worldwide, taking up to 85% of all production. This ended with the 5th wave of US safety and emission regulations in 1971. In 2002, Morgan centralized its international compliance development and regulatory interaction in-house. In 2005, its right to import its classic models ceased when supplies of its necessary airbag were exhausted and no replacement was developed. In April 2012, the new Morgan three-wheeler was showcased at the New York International Auto Show at the Jacob Javits Center by Bobby Singh and Gideon Laddie of Manhattan Motorsports. This was the first time in 10 years that Morgan had a presence at the largest of the American car shows and was the first US specification Morgan three-wheeler in the USA. So we got to know about the various aspects of Morgan Motor Company. We went through the company's history to its research and its development. Hope the information was useful and have a good day.